Thank you, you're very kind. The feeling of standing up here is so incredible. It's been nearly a year since Neil Riddell called me and informed me this night was going to happen. I was dumbfounded. And by the way, I promised myself I would stay to my notes, but something has just occurred to me that really explains to me what's going on here tonight. I look over there, for somebody who played football at Altoona High in the 50s, we've heard the name Earl Strom mentioned over and over again tonight. If someone played in the 50s, Earl Strom is a special, special person. I went to West Point because my dad said to me one time, you have an opportunity to belong to the same alumni association as Dwight Eisenhower and Douglas MacArthur. It just occurred to me, the gentleman over there, and I understand, excuse me a moment for turning my back to you. It gives me the chills to see myself on the same level as Earl Strom. Thank you so very much. I'm here tonight to tell the city of Altoona, Blair County, Keith Junior High School, Altoona High School, First Methodist Church, the Boy Scouts of America, my friends and my neighbors, you have contributed greatly to my life and are a significant part of it. Thank you so very, very much. My athletic career began in 1954. I just finished 6th grade and I was going to the 7th grade, and I reported to the balcony of Keith Junior High School to draw equipment. Anybody who's played football remembers those exercises. You know, it's the 9th graders come at 8 o'clock and the 8th graders come at 9 o'clock and the 7th graders come last. And what that means is that the 7th graders get what's left. I was issued a helmet, and as I recall very clearly, it was leather and it was white paint, and the ears were painted green. I was issued a pair of shoulder pads that were round and made out of that hard red cardboard over canvas. A jersey, there's strange looking things that you strapped around your waist that had heavy canvas, and again these red pads called a hip pad, and the cleats. It was the cat's meow. I was as proud as I can be. I had it made. I was now a football player. We carried that gear up 13th Street to the football field, the practice field, walked in and saw what these older guys had. This was one of them. The beautiful white plastic helmet with a blue stripe. Pants that were brand new canvas pants. And a story about that later. And meanwhile, I had a pair of white or green wool pants with white stripes down the back of the legs. It was the heart of a 7th grader. Issuing that equipment and supervising us were John Brannick and Carl Luckner, sitting right over here. It took me a while to learn that they were the head coach, the assistant coach, the trainer, the equipment manager, the offensive coordinator, the defensive, get the message? They were it. Now try to imagine this, 40 to 50, 11 through 14-year-olds and 2 coaches. 11 through 14-year-olds, half of them which are trying to figure out, what do I do with these things that you strap around you? I mean, they make me wear a jock strap, and they got this pad that hangs down like a tongue. It's gonna get in the way if I run. Now that's a dated joke. And those who played football and have gray hair understand that. But we'll explain it to you later. These 2 fellas also coached basketball. They taught me to love sports. I had my first taste of winning under them. By the way, that equipment we got, there were no face masks. I'm that old. There were no face masks. That comes sometime later, and I can remember the first face guards that came out, they were about 1.5 inches wide, clear plastic face mask. And I can remember Carl Luckner with a drill, drilling my helmet. And he said, "Do you want to protect your nose or you want to protect your teeth?" And I said, "I want to protect my teeth." That's where my face mask went. 10 years later, after I'd finished playing football at West Point, I spent a month in the hospital getting plastic surgery so I could breathe through my nose, which was a massive scar tissue. Good decision on my part. See, I got great teeth. When I finished the experience at Keith, I went to Altoona High. Today it's called the Strom Legacy. I got the experience of playing for Earl Strom. And I also experienced that experience Friday evenings, the Mansion Park experience Friday evenings. And to think about how exciting that was, the junior high kids, the lights, that football field, 10,000 fans, John Monty or Darwin Beislein in the band. And by the way, Earl loved people coming out to see the band. Altoona High was a wonderful, wonderful experience. There's some folks here tonight that were part of that experience and who had an impact on my life. I was honored to play basketball for Jim O'Donnell and Walter Bitar. Erky taught me how much fun winning could be. He had a great attitude, and when he left sports, there were a lot of kids suffered because they didn't have exposure to Walter Bitar. And by the way, the word Bitar is very, very special to me. He had two brothers that always had their arm out and arm around me and encouraged me. And if there was an angel on this earth, it was Mrs. Bitar. She was a lovely, lovely lady. There's some other folks over here tonight that also fit in that role. Jerry Gutschall, Al Salini. They were always available to put their arm around you, encourage you, and they weren't afraid of re-guiding your direction. And of course, the fear of that re-guidance was that Jerry would tell my dad, and there would be nothing worse than the discipline I receive at home relative to the discipline I receive from my teachers and coaches. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the academic part of playing sports. My objectives early in life were not great academically. It never seemed that college was in the cards. Teachers very slowly worked with me and allowed me to believe that I could accomplish more than I could. I got involved in a vocational department at Altoona High. Claire Green is here tonight, back here somewhere. And he's the man who convinced me that I could be more than a draftsman, that I could be an engineer. I was in his program for 3 years, not a college prep student. I got my college requirements in the summer, but I was a vocational tech student for 3 years and loved it, and learned to love engineering. So just let me say that my children are here from a long distance, friends here from Chesapeake, Virginia, family here from Detroit, Michigan, and I just want to mention one person, my wife, Janet. And the reason I want to mention her is, if she wouldn't be involved, it's very likely that I might show up next weekend, not this weekend. Janet, thank you so much. This week has been an experience for me in Americana. Americana at its best. My comment to Blair County is stand tall and stand proud. You're not afraid to be proud, and you know how to do it. Thank you so very, very much. The Hall of Fame, you've truly touched someone. Thank you.